But let's talk about this very controversial story. There's a debate over transgender women, biological men competing in women's sports. Now it's impacting chess, professional chess. The world's top chess federation saying it's temporarily banning transgender women from female competitions while it conducts a review that could take up to 2 years. Joining us right now, Niall Stanage, White House columnist for The Hill. That's interesting. You know, clearly there are arguments, some people think they're bogus, that someone who is a biological male has an advantage, a very unfair advantage over somebody who is biologically female. What's the argument in chess?
It is a great question, Adrienne, and I think it's the question that everyone is asking. I think most people understand the arguments when it applies to sports that have athletic ability, speed or strength or size as important factors. In chess, the Chess Federation has not explained this terribly clearly. To most people, they think, what is the difference? What advantage is a biological male purported to have over a biological female? And the whole thing's a mess because this decision seems to have offended both advocates for the trans community and feminist advocates who think that it is patronizing to women to make this decision.
I don't know. I don't buy the patronizing to women thing at all. And this is why. Because now you have biological men claiming titles for the best in women's categories, which some women, especially feminists, would see as a setback to the progress that biological women have made to fight for equality for decades.
I agree with you if you're talking about swimming or cycling or track and field or anything that involves athletic
or Woman of the Year. Woman of the Year by itself, for a lot of women would say, what's happening? We can talk about this. But Niall, I love the smile on your face, by the way. It's beautiful. Let me get to this poll. There's a recent poll that finds that more than 6 in 10 Americans oppose trans women being allowed to compete in women's sports. Even if those people weren't talking about chess, is there an argument, a valid argument that says if you allow this in chess, then you're going to allow this in another category, then you're going to send a wrong message to young people? I mean, perhaps that's why they're doing a review, to maybe look at the cultural implications, not just saying that a man and woman's brain would be different biologically or something.
Yeah, there could, I suppose, be an argument made. There is certainly a push in chess to get more women participating. Here in the United States, women are only about 8% of competitive chess players. So yes, there is a valid motivation to promote the game to women, to get more women interested. But we may have a slightly different opinion on this, Adrienne. Do you think that women would be less likely to play competitive chess if trans women were allowed to play in their tournaments?
I honestly don't know. I mean, this surprised me. This story really does surprise me that somebody, because clearly there's an overarching reason for them to believe that they need to do this review. And I don't know why, because the biological male, biological female, as you mentioned, that part of the argument in physical sports is one thing, but chess is not quite as aggressive or physical as lacrosse, maybe.
Indeed, very different scenario.
I think we agree with that. Niall Stanage,
we can agree that chess is less physical than lacrosse. We can have unanimity on that point.
You know what? I think we've got it. All right, Niall Stanage. Thank you, as always. It's so good to see you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.